This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. We're still joined by Eric Pica of Friends of the Earth USA. Eric, I wanted to ask you about the recent reports that the National Security Agency spied on foreign governments before and during the 2009 UN Climate Summit in Copenhagen. An internal NSA document says its analysts and foreign partners briefed U.S. negotiators on other countries' preparations and goals, saying, quote, signals intelligence will undoubtedly play a significant role in keeping our negotiators as well informed as possible throughout the two-week event. Your response?
Shocking, but not surprised as we hear more and more about what the National Security Agency has been doing. The 2009 climate talks in Copenhagen was supposed to be this convening of the world leaders to take us into the future of climate negotiations and carbon pollution reductions. And, the United States, throughout those negotiations, had a smug reality to them, to their negotiating stance, and can be blamed for the collapse of those talks. And kind of hearing through the Snowden documents that NSA was spying on the countries and the negotiators kind of explains many things about why those talks collapsed, because it seems that the United States wasn't really interested in negotiating just like other countries should be. They were just interested in listening to what was going on.
Explain the significance of those talks. I remember very well in Copenhagen when Friends of the Earth was kicked out.
Yeah, no, we were kicked out for protesting within the UN confines. And so those talks, those 2009 talks were really about how does the world come together to solve this great issue, which is how do we reduce our carbon pollution and save the planet and our society from global warming. And, a lot of countries from around the world and heads of state, more importantly, came to Copenhagen to try to hammer out an agreement that would have taken us into the future over the next 20 years. And unfortunately, the United States led several countries, including Canada, who we were just talking about, in basically destroying the goodwill that these talks had created, to the point to where we've been now in these negotiations over the last 4 years, which have really gone nowhere.
What do you expect from the coming talks? We've just come out of Warsaw, then they're moving on to Lima, and the binding discussion is supposed to take place in Paris, France in 2015.
Yeah, well, it's not a good sign when you're trying to build trust with other negotiators, other countries, and it comes out that the United States was spying on those negotiations. There's already been a level of mistrust and distrust between the United States and countries around the world, particularly those developing countries. And so, where we're going in Paris, who knows? The United States has not been forthcoming with their negotiating stances. We have not been aggressive in reducing our climate change emissions and putting out an offer that the rest of the world can accept. And we haven't been terribly generous with funding to help these less developed, these poorer countries in adjusting to both adapting and mitigating the climate impacts that are already happening to them.
Eric Pica.
And so the United States has very little trust in these talks.
I want to thank you for being with us, President of Friends of the Earth USA. As we turn right